In today's session, we will be looking at some example how to construct a signal flow graph, and then we will move on to the Mason's formula. In the previous session, let me recall quickly what we have completed. We have seen the definition of signal flow graph. So what is a signal flow graph? Let me just quickly show you. A signal flow graph is a graphical representation of relationships between the variables in terms of set of linear equations. So if the set of linear equations, cause and effect, what we call, okay, certain cause and effect kind of a relationship, if we can get in the form of equations, so signal flow graph we can easily draw. And the some terminologies associated with the signal flow graph we have discussed, like node, branch, then what is source node, what is that is input node. I think it is visible to you. Yes. So what is the input node or the source, or output node, then output node or the sink, then what is a mixed node, what is path, closed and open path, closed loop and open, this closed path and loop, okay, synonyms. Then going for forward path, an important term you should know about this forward path. It is a path from the input node to the output node. Suppose this is your input node, this is your output node. Look at the directions from x1 to x2 to x3 to x4. This is one forward path. Do you have any other forward path? Yes, you have one more forward path here in this figure. x1 to x2, then x2 to x3, then x3 to x4. So this is also a forward path, right? One is from the blue line I have shown you, that is one forward path. Then from the orange line I have drawn you, I have shown you the second forward path. So these are the two forward paths. The another loop you can see, it is not a forward path, okay, this part, because the direction is reversed. So that cannot be counted in forward path. So two forward paths in this. So then we have seen what is forward path gain, what are non-touching loops, very important. They should not have any common node in between. Okay, these two are touching loops, these two are non-touching loops. Then what is a loop gain? So we have seen about this, and some signal flow graph algebra also we have covered. Hope you remember all these: series connection, parallel connection, what is the addition rule, then what is a transmission rule. Please go through these again and again, so that when we start solving the problems, you will not face any difficulty during that. Okay, then we have seen the procedure, construction of signal flow graph. We have already seen, I have just dictated you what is the procedure, but let me take one example and then show you how to construct the signal flow graph. Okay, actually let me read out the steps. The signal flow graph system, it is constructed from the equations. As I told you, set of linear equations should be there in order to construct the signal flow graph. And the following procedure is used. First of all, we need to get the equations, right? First step is getting the equations. Then we need to identify what are the constants and variables of these equations. Then after identifying the constants and variables, what we will do, from the working knowledge of the system, we will be identifying some variables or some nodes as input nodes, and some are output and some are intermediate. Okay, that you will come to know if once we take the example. Then for each variable we take one node, and for each equation, for example, some 4 equations are given to you in the question. 4 signal flow graphs you have to draw, each one for one equation. So total 4 signal flow graphs you will draw. And finally, for the entire system, you interconnect all those 4 subgraphs what you have drawn. If you take all together and club, then the entire overall signal flow graph you will get. So with this procedure, let us take one example. Let us consider a system described by the following set of equations. So we have some equations. This is given data. In the question, it is given to you. X2 is equal to A1 to X1, A3 to X3, A4 to X4, and A5 to X5. So this is given to you. This equation is a linear equation which is giving you the relationship, right? So X2 is what? Always left hand side. This is your output, and all these are all your inputs. So if you do all these things, if you add all these four terms, finally you will get X2. Similarly, second equation, third equation, and fourth equation. So let me take, as I told you, जितने equations आपको given रहेंगे, for each one equation you have to draw one signal flow graph. So let me take the first equation now. X2 is equal to, okay. So if you observe how many variables are there here, X1, X2, X3, X4, and X5 at the max, I guess. See, X2, X3, X4, X5, and even X1 is also there. So totally in the signal flow graph, you will get 5 nodes. क्योंकि जितने variables होंगे उतने nodes रहेंगे. So what I will do, I will mark these 5 variables as 5 nodes. Just a small, circle kind of thing. You can make it 3, 4, and 5. So these are the 5 dots indicating 5 different nodes. Say starting from X1, always this is what we use. So always the leftmost indicates your input side. And because this is a signal flow graph giving you the relation between input and output, and the extreme one will give you the output. Okay, this is the scenario. This is your third node, fourth node, and fifth node. So I have marked all the 5 nodes, and this 5 nodes marking, it should be repeated for all these 4 equations. See here, for first one I have done this. For second also I have to draw that. For third also like that. Actually ये पहले मैंने सिर्फ आपको location दिखाया है. Location of the locating the nodes. 5 nodes like bubbles, small bubbles or dots you should represent. Then go for the equations. This one represents the first equation. So for first equation, I have repeated this X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. So these 5 dots drawing, it should be repeated for each of these equations. Okay. So now let me just go for these bubbles. That is indicating the nodes. Now the next step is, take the first equation. You have to draw the signal flow graph for each equation. So for first equation, I'm drawing. Observe, you have got, there is one value, that is 1 node, 2 node, 3 node, and 4 node. So you have got 4 different nodes. From 4 different nodes, you have to add all these values, and obviously this A12, this small a indicates gain or the transmittance, which you need to multiply. अगर आपका branch ऐसा है, so you have to put your A term here, indicating the gain. Okay, gain between the 2 nodes. So you have to add these signals, X1, X3, X4, and X5. So signals coming from X1, X3, X4, and X5 all together should be coming to X2. Observe here what I have done. First is mark these 5 nodes, X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, and then you have to take X1, X3, X4, X5. From X1, I have to come here and stop. From X1, then X3. From X3, I have to come like this. From X4, again one more line coming and joining at X2 and X5, right? All are incoming. See, that is your X2 is the summing point. Okay, all these 4 signal values are coming and meeting at this point. So they are getting added. So this kind of property, this notation we have already seen. Let me just show you. Addition rule. See the addition rule. Whenever you have the incoming signals like this, you need to add them. Okay. So from the addition rule, I have drawn for first set of equations, I have drawn the signal flow graph. And for each of these arrow marks, just above those arrow marks, write down these gain values, A12, A42, A32 and A52. What are these values? These are the gain values given here, A12, A32, A42 and A52. So we have drawn the signal flow graph for first equation. You may get one doubt here. Let me ask the doubt as well as clarify that. Observe the branch which I have drawn here. Directly from x1 to x2, I have drawn a straight line. But when I'm drawing these all remaining, I have taken a curved path. I could have used a line like this, right? I could have used a line like this, but I cannot do that. That's why I have done a curvy path. I have shown you a curved path because whenever you're starting from the left hand side input and you're ending at the extreme right side output, the path, the flow of the signal, it should be from input to output. Okay, flow kaisa hona chahiye? Forward path. It should look like a forward path from this end to the output end. From input to output, the flow should be from left to right. But if you see, if I take this curved path, instead of curved, if I take like this, so this will become a reverse, right? Hence, I cannot use this. Don't use the straight lines. Instead, take the curved paths because they are in the opposite directions of the forward path. This forward path is from input to the output side. Hope it is clear. Then coming to the second signal flow graph for second equation. So what is the second equation? Let me see. It is very simple, I guess. Yes, only one term is there. Check out the second signal. You have x3 is equal to A23 times x2. Means x3 is your output. At your x3, from x2, the signal should come. So for second equation, again, let me mark 5 different nodes. Then take x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. Now, x3 is your output because x3 is on the left hand side. See, it is on the left hand side. So x3 is equal to A23 times it. This is the gain value. Okay. From which node it is coming? The signal is coming from x2 node. So from x2 node to x3, the signal is coming with an arrow and this indicates your gain. Okay, and here I have not drawn a curved path because it is not necessary. Forward path, you can draw straight line because it is in the direction, in the direction from the input to the output. Directly you can line, the line joining, you can show it a straight line. Okay, second signal equation is very simple. Then coming to the third one, x4 is your output. Left hand side, x4 is your output. So you have addition here. So x4 is a summing point. So you need to add two signals from x3 and x4. See here, you have the output x4. Signals should be added. One is from x3, one is from x4 only. So how will you draw this? For third equation, take again 5 different nodes at some spaces. Okay, take some distance. Mark x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. Now, x4 is your output node. At the x4, which two signals are coming? One signal is from x3. Second signal is from x4. So take one signal from x3. You can use a straight line directly because it is in the forward path. No issues, no need to take a curved path. Then, and multiply it with a gain value A34. Check the gain value. Yes, it is A34 multiply. Then you need to take one more signal from X4. X4 itself is your output, and from X4 only you are taking the the signal. So how will you do this? I think you have studied about in digital electronics about state diagrams. So there you might have got this kind of a structure, self loop, what we call, starting and end point, both are same. Okay, self loop we call it. So we can take, even though X4 itself is your output, from X4 itself take one branch which will end again at X4 only with the gain value A44. So you have the gain value A44. Hope the third equation is also clear to you. Coming to the fourth equation, what is the output? It is X5. So X5 is your output. What are the two signals coming? One is from X3, one is from X4. So coming to last equation, X1, X2, X3, X4 and X5. Mark all those nodes. Mark X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. Now X5 is your output. So from to X5, which two signals are coming? One is from X3, one is from X4. Okay. So from X4 directly I can draw. From X3 I could have drawn, okay, I could have drawn one more line, but it is overlapping with this line. So let me not take that. Let me take one curved path. Why I am taking curved path? Because already there is one branch here. So if I take one more line here, it is overlapping. Okay. So you cannot identify. Because of that, to just avoid that confusion, let us take a separate branch directly from X3 to X5. What will happen if I take a straight line? Suppose instead of taking a curved path, if I take like this, I want the line between X3 and X5. But here, if I draw a straight line, a node X4 is coming in between, which is not correct. I want a direct connection from X3 to X5. That's why take a curved path. So what I have done, 4 different equations, 4 different signal flow graphs I have drawn. Now, finally, I need to interconnect all these signal flow graphs which I have drawn separately. So just आपको last step में क्या करना है? सबको all together you need to club and put your answer. So how will you do that? I think it is not visible in one screen. I need to scroll it again and again. Let's see. Starting from, just look at these. I have marked it with a red pen, indicating this is your first equation, second equation, third, and fourth. So these are the 4 equations, 4 signal flow graphs. So let me start from X1. Observe between X1 and X2, there is one line. So finally, when I draw the overall signal flow graph, between X1 and X2, I will draw a line with gain A12. Okay, with gain A12. So this is over. Now coming to the next set between X2 and X3. So check between X2 and X3, you have this A32 gain. Let me draw that. A32 gain. Okay, so this is over. Let's see any other are there. This is one. Yes, you have here also between X3 to X3, A23 gain. Take one more line, A23. Finally, you need to club all the answers. That's it. Any other lines? No. Between X3 and X4, check here. In 2, it's not there. Yes, it is here. X3 to X4, you can see you have A34. So go for A34. Fine. Then between X4 and X5, check. You don't have any branch here. You don't have any branch. But at x4, you have a self loop. I have drawn a self loop. I think the direction is wrong. Yes, actually, I should have taken it like this. Okay. The same thing, whatever I have drawn it here, I need to produce it. Same thing. Then between x4 and x5, check. You don't have any branch. Yes, it is here, A45. So use that, A45. Okay. After that, look at the things what are left. A42 is left and A52 is left. So draw A42 between 2 and 4. That is 4, 2. Between 2 and 4, it is A42. Then any other? In the first figure you observe, in the first figure, okay, A52 is still remaining. From 5 to 2. So A52. So check in the first figure, I think we have covered all 4 gains. Okay. Coming to second figure, we have already covered. Coming to third figure, yes, we have covered both gains. Okay. A44 and A34. Coming to fourth, still this is remaining. A35 between 3 and 5. So draw that between 3 and 5. So hope this overall whatever we have drawn is understood by you. The number of equations that are given to you, those many number of individual signal flow graphs you have to draw first, and after that at the end, go node by node, check the gains, and finally club all overall signal flow graph can be drawn by interconnecting all those individual graphs together. Hope this is clear to you. Any doubts you can ask me. So let hope it is clear to you. Now take this as one example and try to do this by yourself. Okay. So again, 4 equations are given to you: x2, x3, x4 and x5. So how many graphs will come? Individually 4 graphs you have to draw, and finally overall you have to interconnect the individual graphs. How many nodes are there? Identify here. You have x1, x2, x3, x4. Yes, taking this example, how many nodes are there? Identify x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. There is no x6. So totally 5 nodes are there. So what you need to do? You have to mark the 5 bubbles, small bubbles, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. Mark it, and extreme leftmost is your input, extreme rightmost is your output. Okay. After this, the difference in the previous example and this example is, earlier whatever the gain and the transmittance values were there, they were general a, small a, but here in this example there are some numbers, they are having some numerical value, 4, 3, 2. So whatever gain value is there to that particular branch, instead of that small a, you write that whatever value is given in the equation. So try this problem and you can just verify it with me. Okay. Coming, this is one more example. This is your model question paper example. Even you can try this also. I will be putting both the questions in your groups. Don't worry. Okay. So even this is your model question paper problem. If you do it, it would be better for you. In this problem, let me just give you the hint. How will you do it? In the previous 2 questions, if you see the equations that are given to you, they are having positive sign, right? So directly positive sign is there, you are adding them. But if you see this model paper problem, they have given you a negative sign. Okay, so how will you do this? Negative sign. Let me just show you only this first one, x2 equal to x1 minus x3 into h3 into x8. So this is the equation. How many nodes are there in this? In the overall signal flow graph, you have x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, and x8. So totally 8 nodes are there. So 8 nodes, let me draw it quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is your x8 and this is your x1. Now x2 is your output. X1, x2. So this is your output, right? So here I need to join whatever branches I will draw, the signals will meet here at x2. So the first signal is coming from x1. So directly a forward path, and there is no gain value here, right? It is equal to 1. Now taking the second one, the second signal is coming from x8. Okay, reverse direction, I cannot use a straight line. From x8 to x2, a signal is coming with this direction. And what is the gain? Actually, I should have added, but gain is h3 and there is a negative sign. So let me take here minus h3. That is it. Instead of a positive gain, you include this negative sign to the gain. You just associate that negative sign with gain term. That's it. So this is for first equation. Similarly, you can try for remaining equations and try to draw the signal flow graph. Okay, I'll be sharing these two questions in your group. Coming to the next concept, that is Mason's gain formula. When we started the discussion of signal flow graphs, I had told you one of the advantage of using signal flow graphs is that the block diagram reduction technique is very much tedious. Okay, it is a very tedious, and for complex systems, the things become very complicated if you use block diagram reduction. And the alternative approach is signal flow graph. Why it is easy in SFG is because directly using some formula, that is what developed by a person, scientist named Mason. So from this formula, you can directly calculate the transfer function. So that was one of the advantage of using the signal flow graphs. So let us move to what is this Mason's gain formula. We will see. The relationship between input variable and output variable of signal flow graph is given by the net gain between input and output nodes, and we call this overall gain of the system or overall transfer function of the system. That's what Mason's gain formula, we use it to find the transfer function of the system. So what it is giving you, the relation between input variable and output variable of the signal flow graph in terms of the gains. Okay, in terms of the gain values between input and output. Means जब हम Mason's formula use करेंगे, when we go for following the steps included to solve this Mason's gain formula, finally to get the transfer function, we focus on the gain values more. Okay, net gain. What do you mean by net gain? If two nodes are connected like this, say x1, x2, and you have here say 2 and 4. So the net gain between x1 and x2 is 2 4 is 8. So net gain. In Mason's gain formula, when we follow the steps to determine the transfer function, instead of simple direct gain values, we will go for net gain calculation. Okay, with one example we will solve, then you'll understand the meaning. Let us first see what is the formula. Let R and C be the input and output of the system. You know already, reference input, controlled output. So what is the transfer function? We know that it is the output by input. So what is the Mason's gain formula to determine the overall gain of the system? Capital T is equal to 1 by delta summation of P subscript K and delta subscript K. So there is a summation here. So K values vary from 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually this equation will be like this. 1 by delta P1 delta 1. If you substitute K values, P2 delta 2 and so on. Okay, अब वो K का value क्या रहेगा? I'll tell you. So what is T? T is the transfer function of the system. What is this P subscript K? The first parameter. It is forward path gain of the kth forward path. So suppose in a given signal flow graph, you have two forward paths available. Okay, if you have two forward paths, then you will get P1 and P2. Two values of P you will get. So K values 1 and 2. Suppose you have three forward paths, P1, P2 and P3, like that. And what is the delta? Delta is the determinant of the graph. And how will you calculate delta? Delta is 1 minus sum of loop gains of, as I told you, here whenever we are following the steps in Mason's formula to determine the transfer function, we focus on the gain values directly, net gain values. So sum of loop gains of individual loops. You know what are individual loops? This kind of structure, self loop or something like this. Sorry, direction should be like this and this. So this is your one loop. So single loops. Individual loops means single loops. So sum of loop gains of individual loops. This is what? 1 minus this, then plus, then minus. So alternative plus minus signs will go. The next term is sum of the gain products, that is loop gains of all possible combinations of two non-touching loops. You know what are non-touching loops? जिन loops में एक common node नहीं रहेगा, that is called non-touching loops. So you have to check how many such non-touching loops are there in the given signal flow graph. So you need to add those gain products. Then the next one is sum of gains products of all combinations of three non-touching loops. So पहले हमने single loop लिया, then two non-touching loops, then three non-touching loops. So as for now, you understand what is the formula for delta. When we solve the problems, you will understand the actual meaning of these formulae, how we apply. And delta is equal to, just I have expanded this summation P1, Pk and delta K. I've expanded something like that. No need to even use it. Fine, this is okay. Then what is this delta K? I have explained you about this delta and I have explained you about P1, P2, P3. So what are these delta values? You should know that also in the formula. So delta K, it is the value of delta for the part of graph which is non-touching with the kth forward path. अगर आपके सिग्नल फ्लो ग्राफ में दो फॉरवर्ड पाथ्स हैं, तो आपको वो काउंट करना है those values of non-touching loops which are not touching that particular